we have Ryan Beltran coming inside of this show, maker of incredible watches, scaler of brands. I think that he has a kind of an interesting story here. I have heard that he got started and moved to China after college. I have heard that. I don't know if that's the case. We have to confirm with him. Now, maker of luxurious watches that men all over the interwebs are buying, and their ladies are buying for them. We must welcome them inside of the show. Everybody, welcome Ryan Beltran of Original Grain. Get in here, Ryan.
Let's go.
Inside this show.
What's up, boys? How's it going?
Welcome to the show, brother. We appreciate you making the time to join us.
Of course. I'm stoked to be here. Yeah, this is awesome.
Ryan, you've got to back up the truck and give us some color on how you got into consumer, how you ended up making watches and selling them on the internet. I have heard that you moved to China after college. Is that the case?
Yes, sir. Yeah, 2011. So I'm starting to date myself a little bit. Been in the game a long time. Before it was an acronym, I was starting to sell watches on the interwebs. But started in China, figured it out, found a product, and threw it up on Kickstarter, actually. So we were like an OG, no pun intended. Yeah. So
I mean, what does that look like being over there navigating the language?
Yeah.
I mean, fill this out for us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was in Guangzhou, so and this is kind of even Shenzhen doing its thing. I'm sure anyone in the game is familiar because I'm sure most 95% of people are probably making their products in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
Guangzhou is a couple hours north of there, and it was an interesting time because there was not, it was still it felt like early days of China. I mean, it wasn't the 80s or 90s when you I don't think you could even get into the country, but.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Yeah, I learned a little bit of Mandarin. Spent 3 years there, and then came back stateside, and of course built the brand. So yeah,
let's go.
Incredible,
Ryan, casually making yourself the most interesting man in the world. Could you talk a little bit more about this Kickstarter and how you guys kind of went through this? Because I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you raised close to basically $500,000 through Kickstarter, which is bananas.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the longer you're in the game, the more you realize that there's always an element of I don't want to call it luck, but just an element of being right place, right time.
Yeah.
And we were early, and I've always been a big first mover guy. Whether it's a new marketing channel or what have you, I think that was our big the thing that helped us early on was that we jumped on the bandwagon of crowdfunding. People were like, "What is this? You mean you get to just pre-order this product and help these people bring their crazy idea to life?" And I think people just resonated with that. And we were doing something different, right? At the time, nobody really was using materials, definitely not wood, in watches. It was just a novel idea. We've since grown, and we're starting to use stone and carbon fiber and meteorite and all these cool materials. But initially, it's just how do we take wood, put them in watches? That's cool. And people thought it was clearly, and we raised $500,000, and we're like, oh shit, I guess we're in business, boys. Let's go.
Let's go. That's amazing.
Well, the materials has always stuck out to me.
Yeah.
As I became aware of you guys and just
Sure.
started watching what you're doing. You got the Kentucky bourbon barrels. You got something with Yankee Stadium seats or something like this. I mean, tell me about this, because I have my background. I know, and I'm sure there are some marketing magicians out there who can just make anything grow and anything scale. But I'm also a firm believer that the best marketers have the best products, and in direct to consumer, especially, doing something unique behooves you. I mean, it is worthwhile if I can find a new angle inside of my category to just do something interesting that nobody else is doing, or maybe they're not doing in a certain way. So, I mean, double click on these materials for me. I've always found it a big advantage for you, is my guess.
Yeah, and the watch category, it's the grass isn't always greener. I've been through these cycles as an entrepreneur, right? Where I'm man, I wish if only I had subscription and LTV and repeat rate, because we don't, right? We're selling these watches, and like how many watches do you need on a yearly basis, let alone definitely not on a monthly basis. So
Yeah.
So hey, hence why we're here. We're getting it. We get
Let's
sunglasses.
go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
What else can we sell? You get this lamp. I'll sell you anything else to get that repeat up. But put a little wood in the Apple mouse. I don't care. Just get this LTV up. No. To answer your question, that's what we're doing right now, though, is like how now that we have this large base, how do we start to sell them some other products that are not necessarily in the watch category? And I was always that founder. I call it founderitis, right? Where I'm like, we're a watch company and we only sell watches. And if you look back, like it's hard not to compare yourself to Rolex and Omega. Totally. And it's like, well, that's not our customer, number one. Yeah. Some of our customers do wear Omegas and Rolexes and Tissot's and Casios and all that stuff, right? But we are definitely selling like a very cool, novel, giftable product at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And as marketers, you have to zero in on that. And, your ego gets in the way over, you start to think like, well, and so, yes, the materials has been the differentiating factor from day one. And now kind of how can we insert that into other categories as sort of our growth lever as we look to the future?
I like that.
OG lamps coming soon to a Shopify store near you. Could you talk to me a little bit about, your collaborations and partnerships are iconic because it is like, it's the who's who. It's Ford, Jack Daniels, Budweiser, Bob Marley. You guys have done incredible, iconic partnerships where I think that's any brand's dream. How are you putting these together? Because these are like, I would consider these the S tier of partnerships that brands like need to try to emulate.
Yeah, it's kind of like we started to think about how do we build like the Mount Rushmore of like American icons, like because we were like and it goes all the way back. We did our first one with the Yankees, and that was like, holy shit, like people still talk about that. Yeah, it's the Yankees. It carries so much weight, and it was cool. Like I have one of the watches over in the closet, but it's we only made 2,000 units. They were made with the old chairs, and what happened is it just kind of snowballed, and then all these other entities started reaching out and said, well, if you can do that with the Yankees, then you should be able to do that with us. And we did like what was our first? We did Buffalo Trace, and then we got into which Buffalo Trace was still probably one of my favorites. I shouldn't say that. But,
it's a great,
Brown Forman,
it's a great
Jack
drink.
Daniels is, I love me some BT,
It's a great drink. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm a little pappy here and there. It's like, but it's like, come on. But I'm an Eagle Rare guy, probably more than anything. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Jack Daniels, 800-pound gorilla has just crushed for us because it's Jack Daniels, even more so than BT, and it's just, there's a lot of Jack Daniels fans. They get that shit tattooed on them, right? And so, and so okay, who else is out there? It's like, Ford, like very American, Airstream, Remington, Realtree, we just did Budweiser, their 150th. Yeah, it's just like, it's just America, it's done well for us. So, yeah.
Is there anybody else left on your wish list, Ryan? I feel like you've already acquired all of the, all the Infinity Stones there.
I know. We're actually thinking about, this is like a new thing that we're talking about internally. It's like maybe do we take a little break, and start, building out these categories. And so, I think it's at Sean over at Ridgewall has talked a lot about that on Twitter. Just, how do you, the alpha is not in the ad account. It's in the new categories and being able to sell people other items. And we're probably even a little late, if I'm being honest, to started building that out, but we've got a whole roadmap, and they'll start hitting the market in Q4, and then just for the next 2 years, just a bunch of at bats and see what hits. So
yeah, it's a great example. They've expanded, and their wedding rings are now like the third most selling wedding ring in the United States, which is like kind of bananas because it wasn't their core product when they first started this thing. And so there's so much more out there to chomp up for you guys where you could play in any type of field you wanted to.
I like these. I like these sunglasses, boy. I'm looking at these sunglasses, man. These are sharp. I mean, this is a very like basic, foundational, important point. In some ways, your LTV is like baked in with what you have to offer people. Like how many times can they come back and gift, like what else is in my assortment that people can, oh, hey, he liked that. Let me go get him something else from there that's slightly different, but I know he likes this brand, and it's quasi baked in.
You've got trust. Now, how do you leverage that? It's like other products. And you mentioned it. How'd you say that? It's like the best brands have the best products, or I like
the best marketers have the best products. It's like the best coaches have the best athletes.
And so if you can build that trust, and like we try and look at like Q4, it's about half our revenue, and trying to pull that down a little bit if possible, just because we are pretty seasonal in that way. So anyway, these are those things that can help us raise those lows. So
that's smart, man.
But
go ahead, Colin.
I was gonna say, Chris, you go ahead.
Well, I'm interested, like how you feel about the whole wearables industry, Brian, because there's we were just looking at this state of consumer with McKinsey. Now I never wear no tracking wearables. What? Maybe I'm part of the few statistically. But man, how do you feel about all of these, the Apple Watch and the Whoops and all of these people coming in and playing in, part of your game here with rings and watches, and like, how do you see that in general?
I mean, like the Whoops and the Aura rings and all these guys. I mean, I get, I don't know. There's part of me that's like, I'm not really a user, but there's part of me that wants to be. Because I'm like, oh man, like I would like to know. I mean, I've heard the drawbacks of like the sleep score, right? And you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have a bad day because I just, and my sleep score's down. And it's like, that can't be. Anyway, but I do think like, I mean, we were in the market in 2015. We launched 2013, so we were like, we weren't really in the market to like midway through 2014, like selling with inventory. And Apple Watch dropped, right, 2015, and we were like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
$300, same price point, with
crazy.
The world on your wrist for 300, or something that you don't even fucking, sorry, I know we're live.
Yeah.
But you don't even look at. Okay. I don't know if you guys are cool or not with that, but it's cool. Like it's an Ecomm Cowboy show. We can get a little, we can do.
Let's go, baby.
We're a little cowboy around here.
That's right.
As I sit in my, I just moved to Miami, so I can't even say shit any right now. So,
all right. Well,
I'm airing myself out. I don't care anymore.
You're in the deep. You are in the deepest of the deepest of South. I mean, you can't get much farther south than Miami. That had to be crazy for that to launch at the exact same time. But
we thought it was over, and we're like, oh man, like these guys are good, and it did have an impact. I mean, you could read the reports back from then. They had a significant impact on like Fossil. I think that's when Fossil just did that. It's still kind of,
yeah.
Wow, like Michael Kors, that whole era, like for women, like that whole thing was over. It was just like,
I feel like for you guys and I feel like there's a certain segment of the society, and I am it, that is like, I don't want to know, like, get the tech away from me. Like I get too many notifications already.
100%.
I don't want to know who's texting me on my wrist. Like I don't want internet access on my wrist. I don't want to know what you think of my sleep score. Like I had 1, 2, or a few last night, and I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going. I feel like this is
when I wake up how I
grow.
feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do think it's continuing to grow. I mean, it kind of is what it is. I just think that like our whole shtick has always been like the sentimentality of it, the story, the giftable nature. Just leaning into those things, the analog over digital. Like we have some ads that talk about that, right? And even for us, like with our Realtree stuff, like we don't even really market it as, hey, wear this on the hunt. Wear this as a commemorative piece that you can wear on date night, or you can wear that, whatever, But this isn't necessary. This isn't your G-Shock, right? If you. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I love the fact that you brought up analog, because that has been a buzz the last basically 2 months, where Gen Z is pushing back very aggressively into analog formats because they're basically over indexed by all the social media formats. And so they are like, I don't want this stuff anymore. I want to analog everything. I want to use a phone like that I push buttons on. I want to,
right.
see my friends in restaurants. I don't want to use my phone there. Like these types of things. It's an incredible time for you guys to just like absolutely crush that.
And I do think it's an opportunity. Our demographic skews, like I would say it's 30, 35-year-old males, up to 60. Like it's probably a core demographic. I do think there's an opportunity for us to tap into the Gen Z through that lens right there of just, positioning it for them. And we're at a price point that's not crazy, $200-$300. It's like it's really nice entry level for, your first watch or your second watch, you're just kind of getting into it. So yeah. And we've been doing a little bit on TikTok. We're doing lives. We're doing a little bit of TikTok shop affiliate. So yeah, I think it's good awareness. And now you look at the stat, everyone thinks it's just young kids on TikTok, but like I think it's now actually more non-Gen Z.
It's getting older and older. It gets older and older every day. The brain rot is too delightful. It's just the drip of dopamine is just too good.
It's too good.
I can say from experience. I mean, I've like, you start scrolling and then you look up and it's like, man, where did those 2 hours go? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I watched. I just know that it was hilarious. And now the time is gone. I mean, it's just too good. I am bullish. I am bullish on TikTok live, TikTok auctions. Like I feel like there is a very real opportunity there that resellers are definitely taking advantage of. But I think that there's something there for brands to crack
for sure
and scale. You feel the same way?
Yes. Yeah. 100. I was actually at the TikTok. I just relocated from New York, and when I went to their office in New York, in Manhattan, and they were basically like the higher ups were like, it's in the auctions. That's what we're pushing right now because they're trying to kill Whatnot is what's happening. Whatnot has come in. Oh. Yeah. I heard like this bike dance CEO was like, kind of thing. We're like we got to squash, and so I just what I'm hearing. And I saw some of the metrics. I mean, things I probably shouldn't have seen, but I saw from other brands that I was like, okay, through auctions, live auctions, where it's kind of a logistical son of a gun, but because you got to like one off it, right? You can't just hold stop. It's a weird thing, but anyway, I mean, I'm talking like 60K sessions, 70K sessions.
It's wild.
In like a couple hours. Yeah, pretty good.
That's bananas.
We had one guy on here, Ryan.
Yeah.
His name is Braden Flack.
Yep.
And he resells, he's got a connect over at Built Bar, and he like resells Built Bars. That's what he does. Okay. And he packages them up, and he's got this way of gamifying this whole thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He got 500,000 likes on a single session.
So
500,000 likes, because he's like,
crazy.
I mean, give me some more likes, and then I'm going to release this bundle, and then we're going to do a giveaway. And then we're gonna,
he's like, cracked. He's
pretty
alpha.
Smart. There's alpha there for brands who are like paying for eyeballs all the time. Like if you can get a guy in there like that and gamify that whole thing, there's like eyeballs to be had, despite
TikTok
the
loves, that's their whole thing is to gamify. Like even for brands, right? You can only send it to X amount of affiliates if you know what I mean? If you only send so many samples and you know what I mean? They even gamify that aspect of it, right? And it's like, so, but they're the masters of that. But anyway, I feel, right now it's like, 50,000 a month, 60,000 a month is about what we do on live, which I'm like, it's like not like super interesting, but it's like, but we get a shit ton of impressions. And so I'm like, well,
exactly.
What's that worth, right? What's that worth,
Yeah, exactly. What's that worth? And you can like bake that in. You can back that into a number, like let's say you're just running TikTok ads and what's your average CPM, and like, you can back into that, which may pay off in Q4.
I mean, we got $100,000 corporate order from someone who saw us on live. She was like,
seriously,
I saw you on live. Yeah. And we're like, well, that just pays for the year.
Whoa,
Man, yeah.
Wild.
And she told us, she reached out, just saw you on live. I've got this thing coming up. We actually just did it. It was in California, and she bought like $100,000 worth of watches. And we were like, okay, like, it was like, and just like, so there's, I don't know, that gets into a whole other thing, but got to be everywhere.
Wild.
Impressions matter,
Well, I think this is I think this is part of like one of the principles that you first mentioned. You're a big first mover guy, and there's opportunity, there's arbitrage to be had.
There is
being a first mover. If I'm not wrong here, I think that you are a user of Aftersell as well, which is Aftersell is a friend of the show. Is that the case, Ryan?
So I actually I know Varun pretty well, but yes, it's Aftersell is awesome. I think they have the best UI in particular, from an upsell perspective. So that's where I've always given them their flowers throughout over all the years. I just think that they have the slickest, easiest for both the brand and the customer when they're seeing it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Worthwhile to take every advantage as they come and find more dollars for the bottom line. Ryan, man, what's coming up rest of the year that we should be on the lookout for? Is there anything else in your back pocket you're excited about before we get you out of here?
I mean, with us, so I'm excited about wholesale for us because we haven't really done a lot of wholesale. And I think, I know I'm talking about all these new categories, which we do. We have pocket knives coming out in Q4, just our first silhouette, just one. This is a 3D printed one. They're not going to be lime green, by the way.
Wow.
But yeah, we like literally 3D printed this. This is plastic.
That's crazy.
That's so smart. That's so smart.
How wild is that? So cool.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's like prototyping. You're like making your own prototype. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Wow. So we'll just print these. It's got hinges. It's got like the full. I mean, the slide lock doesn't work because it's can't work. But yeah, I have an 18-month-old daughter. She walks in here and grabs it every day, and I'm like, should I be teaching her this young to play with weapons? But
or
she,
it's a good thing.
Keep her away from the boys later,
Exactly. Train them up early.
Yeah, wholesale new products. Those are the things I'm most excited about for sure.
That's incredible, man. Incredible. Well, brother, we appreciate you making the time
to join
us. And we look forward to watching all this stuff roll out. I'm going to be looking for you now on TikTok live auction, all the things. I expect you there, sweaty face, 60K sessions, we'll see. We'll see.
Let's go.
We appreciate you, brother. Look forward to having you back.
Thank you.
Man. Thank
you. All
you.
right. Bye.